Good morning. We are live at breakfast. This is Great Affairs. And we are streaming live here. 55. We are glad to have with us right now Mr. Robert Davis. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you all for yeah, I'm doing good. I'm happy.
Well, look, I got a question for you. Tell us the importance of this MLK breakfast, what it represents to you, and just talk a little bit about your role in the Omega Phi Phi fraternity.
Yeah, no problem. So I serve as chapter boss, which is pretty much something chapter president. And so essentially everything that we do, I kind of help build and try to make sure that we operate run it efficiently. And so with that being said, what we're here, this represents and that's how and so for us, we gave us provide we may not have that opportunity outside, so we may not have funding to go out, we may not have funding to take actions. If we can sit with that and if we can have it takes off at better. So that's just what we're getting. Is the time that money struck off and money goes right back up.
High school. I know there's a certain pride.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted. I'll just, but I mean, I have a certain pride. I had done it.
I'm immensely proud. I'm immensely proud for 2 reasons. When I crossed in 2019, our chapter, literally our meetings could be held in one small room. Like we were a very small chapter. So just on the basis of who we are in general, it's not quite as big as we're big. So I'm very proud that we have grown in that sense. And with that, the breakfast has grown in the same. We used to be at the Stratford Center, and I think you may have expected my first year that I participated in helping them with this event. It may have been 250 maybe. I mean, at this role, every year, the number of people that we have overseas, how many that plan for it every year. And so to see where we are now and just see the general level of excitement that the community has about it, everybody is asking tickets and calling us every day. It's so now we have to fair. And to have that level of excitement from what we're doing, it definitely very profitable. We're a service-based organization. So for the community to look at us as a Bar, it's us I take pride in that. Turn that I really am. It's a very profitable.
One more question. How old was it? How important? I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize they think very important. Speak to this.
So, Omega is a service-based organization. Over everything, you have to stay on service. The partying, the commenting, turns out, and all that type of stuff, that's part of what, inherent with it in terms of personality and everything like that. But Omega men are supposed to be men of high value, men of high character, men of high integrity. And all of that shines through core integrity. So, and it's the same as everything. People play sports, they feel like hold 14 cocktail military talk anything. They make it very similar to that in terms of it teaches you disrespect. To love your brother, regardless of what he's going through, regardless of what he's doing. And it brings people together. Quite often it's hard for people to come together to vote. Even an event like this is small. So to have everybody be able to work together, just to have a group of brothers that are so dedicated to the cause. Like I served as a representative of the chapter. I can't do anything without them. So I'm, truly blessed and truly grateful to have them here. And they are, like I said, very high integrity, very high quality men. So that's really what it's about. That's what, fraternity is about. That we look for. We don't look for, oh, is he going to be cool? Is he going to show like it's going to look like it on men? No, we want men that are going to act like it.
You should be proud, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're doing a great job up there. I like the mixed humor. That's I mean, all of that's great. We are definitely excited to be here and all that stuff. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank y'all. They had me running for the day. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all share this message. And like I say, any of the brothers y'all want to talk to anybody, feel free. We're here to talk. I appreciate
This probably what you got to agree.
Like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. I do.
Thank you, man.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
All right. Great day. Get us some after ceremony.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Can't believe we went back in with. Sold out. And doing a course tonight. This morning, I'm like tonight, 8:30 minutes. One of my favorites is only like 8 I drive. That's a lot more like not a lot. Talk about Dr. King. He's up working today. And I think it's good to get out and serve and be engaged in the community on a day like today. About Dr. King is like we had one in Reverend Campbell. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Well, that's the case. Inspirational.
Sir, how you doing this morning?
It's just a blessing to be here this week. You know, we have a lot of us come together and privilege. I think about here, of course, I have flashbacks. All of my time was one of the presenters. That was the first time I ever did. So I know this day special meeting. Yeah, it's a lot of history. You know, Danville, Green County, we've come a long way. We have a long way to go. But the future is bright. It's exciting. And we must help to build our young people up to take the information that our forefathers and civil rights movement placed upon us, and not through all of the leaders that are here. Most definitely to help.
Personally, I've known you might not know me directly, but I've known the family for years. Bishop Campbell is a very influential figure, not only in my life, my parents' life. I think he was a respected figure just in the city of Danville. As we look back and we honor Dr. King and honor some of the trailblazers that are here today, I do want you to talk just a little bit about your father, your dad, and what he meant to the city, his legacy. Obviously, you are a part of that, and you're still doing great work in the community, and we love and appreciate you for that. But just talk a little bit about his legacy and how you'll try to keep his legacy alive.
Well, first of all, my mother was the chick that picked up the work. see, my father was a football player in high school. And you know, my father was very comical, and he was from the hood.
Right.
Now, my mother her father was one of the four men who organized the NAACP in the county. So she had the lineage of serving the community. So my father saw my mother in the gym, in his legs. I'm just bringing y'all history. I know y'all didn't expect this. But I'm y'all. My mother's father was a civil rights leader, and when they married, she put a lot of the civil rights movement into my dad. On the Monday day, my mother was one of the first ladies that were front lines. She was leading. My father was incarcerated. This day we think of Dr. King, my mind goes back to me and him as a young boy in Artorian. And words and said, of course, the dance was one of the worst places that he ever had encountered. Last time to the Confederacy, and but he drive around the city, he saw the Confederate flag. Strong statement, and then on council, we have long submission because when they came, they saw the flag. It's no private property, but the joy for us to recognize that it's and the people who have served by We have to realize that it's not over. It's time to make America great again. Like, having things that they proceed all the time. That's question. That's my question. I'm trying to imagine. I'm trying to picture.
Rock. Main part, like you talked about, Dr. King is one of the first places in about the progress made the life of the city and where it's going and right.
Yep. Or to give you fake news.
It was true.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a big history. Wait. I think Dan Bugari prosperity. And for the last 6 years, I have been very concerned. It started with the concept of Caesar, not Caesar, but casinos coming to Miami. A lot of people don't understand that. And if I can elaborate on that a minute.
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, it was Danny Martin from the concept of let's go a little deeper. Okay, y'all hear me a little bit. Okay, he said, we talked on the phone. We talked on the phone. We talked to talk. You know how to walk the walk. I believe let's go to our people have to prepare ourselves for those blessings. So how does faith make and political work and economic work merge together? So what we have done, we were speaking contracts, so we took our old church and turned that into an apprenticeship, dealing with some of the major structural. At one time we had up to 40 to 50 people hired. Now, my problem is this. This is my problem. We had a major contract, $1.6 billion contract with the white people. And this is Brown, the partner. He was the only man in this region that was certified to lead paint. Now, his contract was paint inside and paint outside for 1.4. All they really need for him to do was remove the lead paint. Well, after he removed the lead paint, they didn't pay him the last paint. I'm telling you what's going on there. Tell you what's going on there. And they have paid him since last night. And look at the white mill right now. The white mill has been painted. See now, they got what he wants. They pay him the last time. They got his forward to come to the mill. So they can look for it. Now we have to tell them, I'm telling you, here the mill have going to court. You won't get what you do on the man. But I'm saying, you got to understand the difference is not you know, so they need to have policy in place, and we are suing to have the North Enterprise Department in City Hall, that the prosperity is shared in all areas of our community. A lot of bigger cities.
Do I know that you're ready to be so crazy. Look, I'm the frame over here.
Well, I mean, they don't have that's my daddy coming out. Okay, see, okay, real good thing. Let me tell you one of my struggles. America had $30 million to ultimately give away Ukraine, Israel, and the southern part. $110 billion. Now we're going to have to raise the debt level limit 2 times before 24 is out. Most likely, before the end of this year, it's going to be $35 trillion in debt. Where is that money coming from? Where is it coming from? Oh, look at that. Coming out of my paper. Look, actually, if you look at the place, because the money, like you said, is coming from us. And we don't realize the time we don't realize it. And we, because when you look at black people has one America or nothing. And we'll be providing you.
Man, I mean, that's something to
You said you become CNN?
yes.
And when you see the people that are here today, quality of education, leaders, young people, come together and celebrate Dr. King's birthday. What does that mean to us? What it means to me is to lift our awareness. Lift our awareness. I am an advocate of climate change. I'm speaking on this, and whatever you want in a million, you're right. You need a million citizens with something we can make a difference in climate change. This is for real. It's a
Raising awareness. Like you said, a lot of people. With what's going on, not only in the city, but states, the United States, I mean, a lot, we have voters that vote on things that are not in their best interest. So it's definitely And I'm glad that we have leaders like you that are willing to, I mean, we need to be educated and know exactly what it is. I don't know anyway. Yeah. Somebody give it to us straight.
That's
All right. We did it in love. We did it.
I ain't gonna comment on that. No comment. But it's, I'm pretty sure you got when I think about Dr. King's really special, man, his family is special. That once again, way beyond time for our people come together. I had a discussion the other day with the Baptist, and I'm stopping. And said, tell me the difference. I said, ain't no difference. That's old school. Hey, main thing, you know how to work. You know how to come together. You need to rock. Anything between one another.
We're going to go about 5 minutes starting with the with me on my right corner is our podcast crew. Over here in our right corner, Kevin, JR, and Marcus. He's doing a great job of the podcast.
We do. To have you.
Continue to eat for ones who are finished with their leave. Please take their plate so that we can be ready to start our program. All meeting with me.
I am Tommy.
one and only.
Coming in today. Tell us a little bit about this program. I know you are here every year. Talk to us about the program. Some of those that may not be familiar with this MLK breakfast. Tell us a little bit.
You know, I'm going to play the game.
If that's not bad.
And you know how many times and remember on our hands, one of the greatest firsthand in there, and such evidence, and our father was built for the civil rights. And most people don't hear that.
age bracket. We got all of those demonstrators obligated. I feel obligated. And I will not be.
Well, this is my first being here, and I mean, I just feel like I've been missing out for the last 30 years. But my mom was actually a demonstrator in the 60s with those other demonstrators. So, I mean, I too feel that same obligation to be here. To not, I mean, a lot of people look at MLK Day as a day off, but it really needs to be a day. It needs to be a day where you kind of dedicate yourself to community engagement,
Yeah.
service, you know. So,
Well, I fall in that age bracket. I'm 68. And as a kid, I had to go to the theater and sit in the balcony downtown Danville. I had to go to the Black YMCA. I had to go to Black school. Everything was separated. I even had to ride the back of a bus. So, and that hasn't been that long. But like today, when they integrated George Washington, he led the protest because they integrated the school, but the black kids could do anything but play ball.
And with that being said, how have you seen things progress? Where do you see it go?
He has a little bit, but we still are not there. People think we are, but we still got a ways to go, and we have to continue to let people know that we're not going back, and we got to continue to move forward. Even though they call Danville comeback city, it's still got a little ways to go to be a comeback city.
to that a little bit. What do we need in order to get where we need to be?
Well, if you look at the population of black, white, and Danville, if you go to redevelopment and housing, all the black folks are at the bottom of the program, and the whites are at the top, and they're running the Section 8, and we don't have a clue of what they do. Even if you go downtown, the city of Danville, who see in the utility department, you see black actors, but the people in charge, we have one person that's in charge, and that's what the movie and Department of Social Services. We still are not equal because we like when they said first, but still we receive those executives. If you look at these things, you have one black so we still got ways to go. We got a full, basically, black school, but it's private. And I think our independence is going to require and control. But look at the ratio, and teenagers. And a black man, so we need the population.
I think that's been a many African Americans for years. My dad was in the fire department, and he had trouble being promoted. You know what I'm saying? So, I've seen that for years. I saw his growth, how other people were put in front of them.
I went to the university of the fire department, and the police department started promoting the fire department. Yeah,
right, we're back. We're going to resume momentarily in just a few minutes.
That's it. So what we gonna do about the rest of it? So the city is moving along, but I think, and I feel that we need some women in city council. My godmother was one of the first black attorney we fought back in the 60s. But I feel that they need some women in the city council.
This is good stuff here. They get ready to start the program again. But we need to get you back on with us.
Anytime I'm ready.
Full show, dedicated.
Let me tell you, I got to do it. Not just myself. Tell it every time.
So we don't give you an hour. We're just gonna turn the on button on.
That's what I am.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. Like I said, get ready to start the program. So we're gonna flip the focus back to where it needs to go to this program. And like I said, we like to thank Tommy for coming by. Councilman
John 3,
Campbell coming
16.
through.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
And then, like I said, we get ready to flip back to the reasons for the season.
All right, everybody. I hope that you have enjoyed breakfast and seeing brothers still getting something to eat back. We're going to proceed to the second half of the program. So first, I just want to start, obviously, presenting black history, we're going to have music. So I just want to start with the next selection from Frank.
Lord, I'm just sitting here looking over my life. Thinking this Can I take it? Because I know you. I know you. I know you to me, Lord. Can y'all put your hands together like this? So I'm on a program. Lord, be good to me. I come from a program. But the Lord, be good to me. I can say, the Lord will be good to me. In a jack, sometimes open the water. My money they got a fancy club. He only told me it's just all good. All things, I know the Lord.
That speaks for itself, no? So thank you for that, bro. Next we'll be moving to words for the city of Danville presented by Councilman Sherman.
I'm coming. We have our mayor, we have our vice mayor, Councilman Barry Mayo, Councilman Larry Campbell. And thank you all for being here. It is my honor to bring you greetings on behalf of our Mayor Elizabeth Jones, our Vice Mayor Dr. Barry Miller, and all members of Danville City Council. Thank the members of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, better known as Q-Dog. So you'll know I'm an honorary Q-Dog. They made me one, and I have certificate to prove it. So when I do this, don't ask me what it means. What's the password? They didn't tell me. This is a very special day in which we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. On a personal note, I believe I stayed here today because of his ultimate life sacrifice, and those sacrifices of others. The city of Danville is experiencing a great renaissance. The growth we are experiencing may not have been imagined by many of us. Our population is increasing. Our vacant houses is almost nil. Housing is almost nil. There are roughly 1,100 employees who work for our city, and roughly 43,000 people live in our city. We are proud to say that in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. There are roughly 1,100 employees who work for our city, and roughly 43,000 people live in our city. We are proud to say that in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our city today is closed for business. I pray that we continue to love, support, and understanding of each other. By doing so, our city will be even better for us. We love you.
Miss Lowe, Madonna, will you please stand? Miss Lowe.
Dear Southside.
This is in honor of Miss Young.
Dear Southside. Time. You be on our minds.
Let's make that new song.
Dear Southside. We love you.
Thank you to Miss Saunders for that. There's one thing that ain't nobody gonna forget. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that. Okay, so just wanted to take a second. For those that don't know, Omega Psi Phi is an historically black Greek organization. And it is one of 9 historically black Greek organizations. And some of those are in attendance today. Just wanted to take a second to do a roll call just to let the other organizations and members that are here, let themselves be heard, show their pride, and so first, wanted to give a moment to the brothers that have. Please. Secondly, wanted to give a recognition to the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma. Next, the brother of the Kappa son. I'm not sure if we have any in attendance, but I also wanted to give recognition to Brother Iota Phi Theta. Next I move to the sororities. First I'll start with the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Be loud and proud. Next, I will move to the ladies, Zeta Phi Beta. Next, I will move to the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho. That's how you do it right there. And obviously I'm not forgetting. My mother was good. I could never forget all that. So yes, please, ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. Yes, please, ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. And you know I had to say the best for last. And you know I had to say the best for last. Bruh. With that being said, we will now move to special recognitions that will be presented by Brother Barry Mayo.
I tell you, everybody love that roll call, don't you? Yeah, all kind of noise. But it is a glorious occasion, and it's good when we all get together and speak on one accord, and you all look so lovely. You can just hey. To ask you today is to speak about Dr. Martin Luther King and why we're here today. Before I speak on this, I'd like all of our young people, if you're in the building, please stay. Hey, yeah, look at him now. One of the reasons why is because what I'm about to say and share with you is one of the reasons why opportunities and who you're about to see that we're representing is all lands on the arms and shoulders of Dr. King and so many of you who helped the cause as we was traveling through. But Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Anyone alive today should know the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One man who did more to advocate for racial equality than anyone. Of course, King is probably best and most widely known for his energizing and transforming. King is probably best and most widely known for his delivered on August 28, 1963, during the March on Washington for jobs, equal opportunity, and freedom. Dr. King was a man of clear purpose. He dedicated his life to the vision that America would truly be a land where all men are created. The security progress on civil rights in the United States. Today, we want to remember him for his commitment to his purpose by honoring 6 individuals who are living the dream within their career paths. Some who are business owners, some who are the first in their respective positions. These individuals, along with many others, have captured the dream while instilling their mark on society. So as a party, I asked Brother Boston to give a vote down front, and Brother Jeff Davis to assist me. We will start with a group, and this is history that we all will soon know and do know. I call this the 58 corridor. The reason why I call it the 58 corridor because there's 28 miles to the west and east end from Danville. All these 3 cities attached to one another. We're traveling all the way through. And we even coming here to Cherrystone today. We had to come down 58. Well, I'd like to mention that we have 3 dynamic mayors, 3 African Americans who are running these cities. And I'd like to call them and recognize them for the accomplishment because I can't remember if anyone ever had this. This is truly a dream that Dr. King had for each and every one of us to do in our life. The first name I call is Mayor Martinsville, LCJ. Elected to the City Council on January 1st, 2023, the transparency and legitimacy define the core values of who he is. Born and raised in Martinsville, Henry County, he graduated in 1999 to be at Collinsville High School. He holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and is currently pursuing a master's in public administration at Liberty University. LC, we like to be called, has worked with the Martinsville Police Department in various capacities, and is now serving as a deputy with the Henry County Sheriff's Department. His purpose is voice for the people and proponent of change in the Martinsville community. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor L.C. Jones. Next we have Mayor Edward Owens from the family of He was elected as the first African American mayor for the town of South Boston, Virginia in 2013. Serving his third 4-year term as elected mayor as a result of being elected in 2013, 2016, and 2020. Ed was first elected to serve on the South Boston Town Council in May 1998. He will celebrate his 26-year term as a locally elected official. Ed attended Howard Public School, graduated from, and then he attended with a basketball scholarship to Hampton Sydney College. There, he's an outstanding player, not only as a high school player, but as a college collegiate player also. What? He's an outstanding player. He's a two-time Hall of Famer. Both in Halifax County and Hampton City. Hall of Famer. He owns and operates both in Halifax County and Hampton City. He owns and operates. Ladies and gentlemen, he owns and operates Edwin Owens Agency Board. Last but not least, Mayor Alonzo Jones. Alonzo was elected to Danville City Council in 2010. He was re-elected in May 2014 and again in May 2018. He served as vice mayor, July 1st, 2016 to July 2018. On July 1st, 2018, he was elected by council to serve as mayor. 2016, re-elected as mayor to June 30th, 2018. On July 1st, 2018, he was elected by council to serve as mayor. Prior to serving on council, re-elected, Alonzo also serves on the school board. Alonzo received his education at Danville Public Schools and served in the United States many boards. Prior to serving on council, Alonzo also served on as well as a member of many boards. He is the founder and president of Kickers. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Alonzo Jones. Yeah, it gets better. Brother Maurice Pearl. A native of Baltimore Ravens. Born in the huge. He moved to Southern Virginia as an early age. Baltimore Ravens fan. Graduate of Halifax County Public School System. He moved to Southern Virginia, where he served for 6 years. At an early age, where he started a very successful career as graduate of Halifax County Public Schools. He has served as IT director. He enlisted in the United States Army. He later served first Chief Information Officer. 6 years. He returned to Virginia, where he started a very successful career as assistant director for the Center for Public Technology with the School of Government at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. After 13 years at the helm of that, he became the first Associate Dean for Information Management. Lastly, Maurice accepted a position with the state of North Carolina, where he currently serves as Vice President of Technology and CIO for the North Carolina Higher Education System. This man is a technology guru, and I tell you, he's my pastor of the greatest church on that north side of Canada. Maurice holds associate degree from Danville Community College, bachelor's degree in business from Avery University, a master's degree in business administration from Liberty, and a PhD in leadership from North Carolina A&T State University. Ladies and gentlemen, Maurice Pearl. Brother Tim Gunter. Tim has had an extraordinary weekend, and I'll tell you why. In a minute. He's the owner-operator of Gunner's Automotive, a highly successful leader with 35 years in automotive experience. Leadership expertise in all aspects, including sales, service, operations, F&I, and executive management. tidbits of this, because reading tidbits of this, because well you look at the QR code, you can read a lot more book, as well as the QR code, you can read a lot more about each and every one of the individuals I described. Tim started his career in 2002 as a sales associate for Crown Nissan in Greensboro. He rose to general manager in conjunction with Tim Startingsboro. He wrote management by 2009. Building the right team with significant sweat equity led to a $1 million profitability in automotive sales. And in 2009, he culminated to $2 million in profits in automotive sales. Tim was raised in Eden, North Carolina, and graduated from Eden Moorhead High School in 1985. He entered North Carolina A&T in 1989 and received a bachelor's degree in business management. Later in Wake Forest University to pursue a master's degree in business. He's married to the lovely Tasha Gunner, and all 4 of his children work for Gunner's Nissan dealership. That's someone to see right there. Yeah, Tim also received the Business Award of the Year to the Time Omicron chapter of Mega South out in Martinsville on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Tim. 23 years we've been doing Mega Breakfast, and we have a brother that this is amazing. The representative Dr. Martin Luther King, this young man has had the opportunity, along with probably several other stage, and even one on stage, to witness seeing as well as even at the table with Dr. Martin Luther King. My brother Ron Harrison. As he's coming, we want to recognize Brother Ron Harrison and his family. We want to honor his grandparents, Brother Harrison, which is Robert and Beatrice Harrison, who host Dr. Martin Luther King and his associates, warm hospitality and dinner. Because in those days, blacks could not stay in hotels or dine in restaurants. So in order to rest, relax, and stretch, Harrison's honors for their historic guests. Not only did they host it, but we have Mr. and Mrs. Pope who ate dinner there with him also. So this is the man that we're looking at, on us who have witnessed meeting Dr. Martin Luther King. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Ron Harrison. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Mayo, for those special recognitions.
Thank you, Brother Mayo, for those special recognitions, and obviously thank you to those that were recognized.
Next,
we will move into another selection. It's Charles Brandon.
Lord, do it for me. Oh, Lord, do it for me. Do it for me. Lord, if you don't do it, it just won't be done. It just won't be done. So Lord, do it for me. Lord, fix it for me. Fix it for me. Lord, fix it for me. Sometimes I have a problem only you can solve. So Lord, please for me. Can you play that? Lord, do it for me. Oh Lord, are you so so much more? Yeah. Fixing for me right now. I know we got some old things here, right?
Can we get another round of applause? I mean, they have been awesome. Next, we will move to a presentation of our speakers for the morning, presented by Brother Barry Mayo.
Man, I tell you, come behind that. That's all they do. Siblings are the leaders. City Public School, finishing his last in Philadelphia. His time damn eventually joined the law firm in Martinsville as he truly for the time. Jerry is married to has two former children and she is free children. And young had brothers to and was as were in cities in the night.
To and to call Reverend Farrell up here, or maybe Reverend Larry Passage, and give a sermon, because it felt like we were in church. But that was wonderful, and congratulations to you. Now, let me tell you what Carl and I decided to do. We're going to talk a little bit about our father. I'm going to talk about basically his legacy, what made him what he was, and sort of
Carl's gonna pick it up and talk about, I'm gonna talk about the legacy that was passed on to my father. And Carl's gonna basically talk about the legacy that he passed on to us. And legacy, according to Webster Dictionary, legacy is something transmitted or received from an ancestor or predecessor past. And basically, we in 1896 they had six education. First, Of course, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that to show what kind of influence he had to her family and later in terms of what he preached. And we don't know why he had that philosophy, but in terms of total, there was some 96 of finished. Jerry started his family. What happened in the family? As I understand it, the two of the who they from here at Danville, Pennsylvania, to they got to Howard. Howard said, we can't take you because the education you got in those schools that you went was not sufficient. And so we can't take you. And they had to go to what's, I think, was Howard on campus had basically a high school there for these kids who came from the circumstances they came from to go to and finish actual high school, because most high schools didn't go to 11th grade. And of course, you know why that was, because they didn't want black folks to get a real education. They want you to get out and get in the labor force so they could take advantage of you by paying you slave wages, so to speak. So what happened with our family, what happened with Jerry Luck's family is when that happened, when his first two sons went up to D.C. to go to Howard, Jerry Luck basically taught two of his kids into going to Howard, and they started a pipeline where all the kids, when they finished high school here, or when they finished from here, they would go up to Howard, they would go up to Washington and live with his two children that he had sent up there. Go to Dunbar High School.
Dunbar High School.
Now, Dunbar High School was the first black public high school in the United States. And Dunbar High School in Washington, D.C. was very famous for being model school, so to speak, because Dunbar had more PhDs on the faculty for the high school in the 20s. More PhDs than most colleges had. And that's where all of my father's first cousins and a couple of his uncles, as I said, a couple of his uncles, but most of my father's first cousins who were from Danville would go up to Howard, go up to Washington, to live with Jerry Luck's children, one girl and one boy. They would mostly live with the girl. Everybody would take that pipeline, ride up to Howard, up to Washington, and go to Dunbar High School, as did my father. My father was born in 1912. He was the 4th or 5th, depending on how you look at it, family. And my mother, children that lived. One who got sick as a teenager and died in the early 1918 and 1920 or so. So I didn't know, of course, obviously didn't know that child, but all the rest of the kids lived to be adults, and of course I knew all of them. But my father went to Washington, D.C. Oh, by the way, they didn't give me a time limit, so strap up your seatbelt, because I might be here all day. You know I'm a lawyer, right? So brother said I'm on the clock. So what happened? My father went to D.C. He left the schools here. He went to D.C. He went to Dunbar. He left Dunbar and went to Howard University. Now, of course, you know, the Depression was in 1929. I think my father probably finished school. I don't even know this for sure. But he probably finished high school around 1930. which is when he was 12 years old, right at the beginning of the Great Recession. So, and then my father went to Howard University. Now what happened with my father was he was at Howard for 4 years. He went to Howard for 4 years, and he finished actually 2 years worth of work. And what happened was he would go to Howard, he would work a semester, go to school for a semester, work a semester, go to school for a semester. And that went on for 4 years. And after 4 years, he had finished 2 years of coursework at Howard University. Now, at that time, in the 1930s, you could go to law school without having finished college. You took a test, and if you passed the test, you would be eligible to go to law school. And what happened with my father was that he took the test, was able to pass the test, and went to a night law school in Washington, D.C., called Robert H. Terrell Law School, and it was designed for people like my father who couldn't afford, at that time, Howard University Law School was the breeding ground for the civil rights lawyers. Howard and Charles Hamilton in Houston, they were putting out the Thurgood Mosses and other people of the world, and the Robert Turrells of the world were putting out people who guys mostly, because there were many women, there were few, but putting out the guys who were doing the grunt work out in the field, because, even night school, you went at night. Usually law school is 6 years if you go regular school during the day. My father went 4 years at night, and he was able to finish law school. And by the time he finished law school, it was 1943, and he got drafted into the service. And what they did was they let him finish. They let him take the bar before he went into the service. Now he took the bar and passed the bar in 1943, which was unusual. At that time in Virginia, according to my research, there were 65 black lawyers in the whole state. So, there weren't many. There were few and far between. And you can imagine how many. If one probably passed, probably 3 or 4 others who may have taken it probably were not allowed to pass. So my father spent, from 1943 to 1946, my father was in the service. And he was, I guess, because he passed the bar on the lawyer, he got lucky and was able to avoid having to go fight in combat. He was here stateside doing intelligence work for the United States Army. So he did that for the years he was in the service. And he came out in 46. And of course, that was the year you heard, that was the year I was born, and that was the year that he came back home here to Danville and hung out his singing. Now, you understand that, I think in those days, if you were a lawyer, if you're a black lawyer, basically you assumed that you were going to be part of the struggle. It was assumed by all the other lawyers, because in those days, nowadays you go to law school, if you're African American, you got a lot of choices. You can go into the service, go into JAG, or go into corporate America, or not even do anything involving law, but you have that degree, which offered you a lot of opportunities. Well, in 1944, 1946, those opportunities didn't exist. As you understand, there were no black judges, there were no blacks in the legislature. There was nothing. I heard some lady say, you can't be what you can't see. And You know, it was hard for, excuse me, it was hard for a black person to see outside of the realm of what was there in terms of the opportunities you had. And most black lawyers, the only opportunity they had was to go somewhere, hang out a shingle, and try to make a living. The Black Bar Association of Virginia, they started a association of black lawyers in the 1940s, right around the time my father passed the bar. They started the Old Dominion Bar Association. And those were the black lawyers in Virginia who got together and wanted to do, hopefully collectively, what none of them could do individually. And they had a slogan, which I thought was very cute. The slogan was, very apropos, I guess. The slogan was, if you're doing well, we need you. And if you're not doing well, you need us. Which was apropos. So once you passed the bar, once you started practice, it was assumed that you joined the struggle. So whenever it was a statewide or nationwide civil rights fight, you were called to duty, so to speak, and you were figured to be or asked to join the cause. Now, let me tell you, let me digress a bit and tell you a little story about my father because it tells you what he was. Let me tell you. Now, I don't know if this story was apocryphal. I don't know whether it's true or not, or whether it was just a joke. But some of you may have heard it before. You heard me speak before. You may have heard it. If you have, you're lucky you're going to hear it again. If you have, you're lucky you're going to hear it again. It seems that my father was in the trial at some point. And usually in the trials we would represent, he would represent, and the kind of firm we have, we would represent the plaintiff, the person who was bringing the suit. And on the other side would be the defendant, the person who was being sued. In this particular trial, it probably was, given the circumstances, probably was an automobile accident or something. It just so happened that my father represented the plaintiff, and my father was there by himself representing the plaintiff. And on the defendant's side, because it was an accident case, the insurance company hires the lawyers. There were two lawyers on the other side. And so apparently the case wasn't going too well from my father's client's point of view. So about halfway through the trial, the client pulled my father's coat and said, you know, Lawyer Williams, on the other side there, they got the two lawyers. You know, Lawyer Williams. When one's up talking, the other one's sitting down thinking. He's over here with you. When you up talking, ain't nobody up talking. Ain't nobody. And I said, I don't know whether that was apocryphal or not, but I think it tells you one thing, that he didn't mind making a joke. He didn't think too late. He didn't want anybody to think, he doesn't think too highly of himself, or so highly that he couldn't make a joke about himself. But he came back in 46 and hung out his shingle. By that time, he had my brother and myself, the oldest two, and he started to work. And what happened, as I said, he got drafted into doing, he didn't need to get drafted, but he was drafted into doing civil rights cases. He started to work doing, and I guess which is largely what he's being honored for, because he was involved in a whole lot of civil rights cases. I can tell you about a few, and I'll just be brief. Like the Montville 7, I guess you all know about the Montville 7. It's apropos that we have the mayor of Montville here, I guess. If you all know about the Montville 7, these are 7 kids in Montville, young men, young black kids who were charged with raping this white girl. Now, as I understand that, my research said that some of them actually had relations with the white girl, but a lot two of them, maybe three of them, but the other one was just standing around and not involved. But what happened is, of course, all of them got arrested, all seven got arrested. This was in 1951 or so, around 1951, if I remember correctly. All seven got arrested, they had quick trials, and all of them got the death penalty. And once that happened, the civil rights bar kicked into force and started to try to right those wrongs, those convictions. And what happened was they appealed to the state Supreme Court. The Supreme Court turned it down. They appealed to the federal court. The lower federal courts turned it down. They appealed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court turned it down. They made an appeal to the president. That turned down. And the conviction stood and the death penalty stood, but only 3 or 4 of them. Where's Therese? Somebody can, I forgot. Only 3 or 4 of them were given got the penalty. The other ones got life, were changed to life in prison. But that was some of the type cases that they got involved in. And what would happen is when the word got out of what was going on in Martinsville, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, which was Thurgood Marshall, and then the Old Dominion Bar Association, which was the local bar association, they all kicked in. And matter of fact, you're talking about Ronnie and Dr. King coming to this house. I'm going to give this an aside. I talk about Thurgood Marshall coming to my house. I remember I was 6, 7 years old. Thurgood Marshall came to my house a couple times. Thurgood Marshall stayed at the house. And if you knew Thurgood Marshall, you knew about Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall, he was a great lawyer and a great man. But Thurgood Marshall cursed a lot. Every other word out of his mouth was SOB, GD, and this and that. So I was told, one of my father's first cousins told me that after Thurgood Marshall came there a couple times, and what would happen after they did their business, did their work during the day, they would come sit around the table in my dining room, my mother and father's dining room, and sit around and have a few drinks and talk. And, the kids would just, my brother and I would just walk in and like kids do, but my mother told my father, that man can't stay here anymore. He curses too much. He's going to ruin my kids. So Thurgood was not allowed in my house anymore because of the way he cursed. So, but anyway, that was one of the cases. And then there were a lot of other cases my father was involved in terms of civil rights. He was, of course, a lot of you all maybe old enough to have been involved, like Sherman was talking about the Danville demonstration cases. He was very involved in that. And I don't know if you know the backstory of the Danville demonstration cases. We had, meaning the youth group of the NAACP, we sat in, my brother, myself, and about 14 members of the Danville youth group NAACP sat in at the library, which was the old Sutherland building, which is now the museum. We sat in at the library in 1960. Following what the brothers down at A&T were doing, sit down at the lunch counter. We decided, we had meetings, we talked to the elders of the NAACP, including Dog Thomas and my father and those folks. And they acquiesced in our desire to sit in and try to change what happened at the library. So on the appointed day, and we were sitting at the library, and depending on what happened there, we were going to Blue. So we went to the library. I think there were 14 or 15 of us. We sat down in the library. They went crazy in the library. Called the police. The police came and put us out. didn't arrest us. I still don't know why. Didn't arrest us. They came and put us out. And then we regrouped and went up to Blue Park. And they did the same thing with Blue Park. They came, called the police, ran us out the park, and they still didn't arrest us. And that was what took place in 1960. Okay. But in 63, and you all understand, I hope that the philosophy of the NAACP and the philosophy of like Slick and Snick and those groups were kind of at odds. The NAACP wanted to bring lawsuits to change everything through the law. And Slick and Snick and those groups wanted to do it through action, public action. And so there was a little tension between the two kind of groups. And what happened in Danville in 63, some of the younger ministers and players, including my good friend Richard Campbell and those guys, when it started demonstrations without some old crowd who like the NAACP and that sort of thing, and they went and started having demonstrations, and that's when everything hit the fan, and the people got beaten up and arrested. Those kind of cases, those cases from the Danville demonstration went on for 12 years. The kangaroo court system that Judge Aiken was doing and what he was holding, made it go for years and years. And eventually everything got settled, and the worst that came out was some people spent a few days in jail, other people got beaten up, of course. But my father was intimately involved in that and representing people who had gotten arrested. And what I guess the point I was making was that they didn't make any plans beforehand to, in case something happened, they hadn't really made any strong plans in case something happened. But when the people got beaten up and started getting arrested, that's when the lawyers had to come in and help out. And that's when all the lawyers from all around the state and all around the country would come and help do the work of representing the people who have been arrested. My father was involved. We had another case in Danville. I don't know if there was a fellow named Gregory Swanson in 1950. Gregory Swanson was a Danville native who was going to Howard University to finish Howard Law School. But the NSPP wanted to try to get UVA, eventually my alma mater, wanted to get UVA to integrate UVA. And so they recruited Gregory Swanson to apply to go to grad law school, with the premise that he wanted to be, and they, of course, denied him admission, and they had to take that case all the way through the courts so that Gregory could go to law school at Virginia. He eventually, the courts agreed that Virginia could, based on the Constitution, UVA could not keep him from going, could not prevent him, and he went. But he, of course, and what the NAACP would try to do was vet all of the plaintiffs that they used for these cases to make sure that they could qualify and to make sure that they would stick it out, because you knew what kind of problem you would face when you try to enter these things. But I think Gregory Swanson just couldn't take it, and I think he left after a semester. He finished the year, but he never got a degree. And there were a lot of other cases. I guess one of the other cases I'm going to be finished in a few minutes here. How much time do we have? I'm usually paid about an hour, so I'm for a while. But I'll just tell you about one other significant case. That was we sued Darren River Mills for employment discrimination. Somewhere around 1968, 69. And when we did the research, found out that Dan River, and all the years of Dan River's here, Danville never had a black person that was ever designated anything more than a janitor. Okay, from 19, whenever they started, 1920, 1910, something, they never had a black person. And I used to stand on the corners when I was a kid. I stand on the corners and hear guys telling me about how they taught everybody in their section at Danville Mills how to do the job. And I thought they were just bragging. I thought it was just braggadocio because, you know, they weren't any more than low-paid workers there. But it turns out that was true. Nobody black ever had any designation at Dan River any more than a janitor. Well, Dan River fought that, but they finally gave in and won the case, and we got judgment against them for $7 million, which is a pretty good sum, back in 1969, and that sum was used to descendants of these plaintiffs, people who came forward in the case, people who worked at Dan River for the descendants to go to school, go to college, university, trade school, whatever. So that was what we got, the 7 million, and the 7 million was used for that. Okay, that's my brother's running me off the stage, so thank you.
Good morning. That was the boring part of it. No. I've been asked to make two announcements. One is that Sherman Saunders has had his honorary Omega certificate revoked for singing the Southside National Anthem. And the second thing is I wanted to offer condolences. I'm not going to ask you to bow your head in prayer for my brother Jerry and other Cowboy fans. She's picking up my umbrella the third. So we do feel sorry for them. Okay. My father and mother had two sets of children, Butch and Jerry. They were about 2 years apart, and Trudy and I were also about 2 years apart. So there was 6 years between Jerry and Trudy. As you can imagine, with me as the youngest, I caught the most flack. Butch and Jerry bullied me. They never did whatever they could to help me grow up. And I actually appreciate that. And Trudy, hey Trudy, she's been on a FaceTime call the whole time. She's in California. She couldn't catch a flight here. Trudy, well, those of you who have an older sister know that many times they want to boss you around. So Trudy, before I came last night, she had to call me and told me, don't talk long, don't bore the people with too many facts. She usually, you call her TCT, take charge Trudy. So she was doing that. But it was all love. My mother spent the most time trying to separate Butch and Jerry, who fought every day, literally every day. Trudy, many times, was my protector. I thank her for that. The greatest fear any of us had is when my mother would say, wait till your daddy gets home. That meant you better straighten up, make amends for whatever happened before she told him. It didn't matter if that was making up your bed, cleaning up your room, or particularly doing something disrespectful at school or to people or adults in the neighborhood. was acceptable.
We all knew what was acceptable
You
behavior.
know what to expect.
We knew what to
We violated that. Y'all can
Y'all
figure that
can
out.
figure that out, right?
But our
Father was not one
lecture.
for lectures.
He didn't give a lot of lectures.
He didn't give a lot
One of his
of
favorite
lectures.
sayings and reminders.
One of the
lines
reminders
from Shakespeare's
Hamlet.
Hamlet. He loved to say
He
this.
loved to say this.
This above all,
This above all,
to thine own self,
to thine own self be true.
and must follow
And
as the
follow
next day.
as the next day,
Thou canst not then
then be false to any man.
That was one of his favorites.
That was one of his favorites.
He believed in
Simple wisdom.
though he was a Christian.
Though he was a Christian and a pillar of his church,
He would on rare occasions make it would be like a treat. What's this about? But he would not lecture us or go on about a thing. In our mind, he was a perfect father. But perhaps because growing up, he never overreacted to anything we did. I remember 3 particular situations that I'll make reference to as it relates to me. You know, in 1970, I was arrested on Main Street, downtown Danville, for selling Black Panther papers. Police officer circled the black on his motorcycle, came around the second time, and he said, "Boy, didn't I tell you to move?" I said, "You didn't say anything to me." He said, "You're under arrest for loitering." So he took me downtown to the police station, and the
cop asked me, "Boy, who's your dad?" I said, "My dad is Attorney Jerry Williams." He said, "Boy, who's your daddy for real?" I said, "My daddy is Attorney Jerry Williams." So he called upstairs to the judge. Called the judge. Hey, Judge, I got a boy down here arrested on Main Street, claiming his father is Jerry Williams. And the judge said, "Well, did you call him?" And he said, "No." And the judge said, "Well, call him." So he called my father at his office on Ridge Street. "Mr. Williams, I have your son down here. I arrested him on Main Street for loitering." My father said, "Well, let me speak to the boy." I got on the phone. He said, asked me what happened. The police officer didn't say anything to me, but he arrested me, and I'm downtown. He said, "Okay, I'll send your mama to pick you up." End of the story. No punishment. There was no lecture when I got home. There's no telling me, "What are you doing with the Black Panthers?"
There was none
There was none of that. That was an example of
how
he didn't react to things.
One
other example is that in 1970, when the school was integrated in Danville, when the beloved
Langston High School
High School closed,
and we were forced
to
go to George
Washington High School. Well, on the first day of school at George Washington, we decided we weren't going to play.
We thought the things that needed
to change. I wanted to change. I didn't want to go to a school named after the person who owned slaves.
We wanted the mascot
We
change.
wanted the mascot change.
School
We
color
wanted
change.
school color change. We
Red and
said
gray were Confederate.
red and gray were Confederate color.
They somehow
They somehow elected me to be the president, the chairman, representative of the wall.
And on that day,
They not only closed George Washington, they closed every school in the town, in Danville. Everyone, elementary, everybody was sent home. And the word was there was a riot at George Washington. Well, it wasn't a riot.
we basically
just decided we weren't going to go to class.
principal at the time,
Principal at the time called the police. Mrs. Archie, may God bless her soul. Mrs. Archie said, "Y'all got to be organized."
So they
So allowed us in the midst of the school, no classes going on, to go to the gym in Langston and have a meeting. That's when they actually selected me to be the leader of this. And people were coming, taking their children out of school. Parents were just worried, Langston, like there's going to be some racial violence.
And my father got word. He came over to Langston, over to GW. He came over to GW. Some parents were taking our children out of school. My father came over and he said, call your father's outside. I went outside. I said, Daddy, what's, he said, what's going on? I said, well, we decided not to go to class. We want some things changed. He said, okay, I'll be a dog. And he left. So this whole idea of not reacting, believe me, if you all knew the real story about Jerry, you would understand how not reacting is necessary. Because when you ask my father who's the worst child, he would say it's not even close. He wasn't talking about me. He wasn't talking about Trudy. He wasn't talking about Bush. Attorney Williams here. So my father was firm but fair. Jerry and I talked about this recently. He really showed us how to handle things as a father. When either of us were faced with any situation with our children, we would always ask ourselves, what would my father do? How would he handle this situation? That would guide us. He and my mom set the pattern or example in the house of what was expected of us. That was to be respectful, to do well in school. So to our mind, he was a perfect dad. He and his cousin Jerry Lufkin started the law firm and were the first two lawyers in the family. And because of the terms that he faced, they were handled and dealt with people. Everybody in the extended family looked to him. If anyone got in trouble, he was the counselor. Always giving sound advice. Each one was listening to his and follow. His family was blessed with a number of medical doctors who anyone in the family could turn to for advice if they faced any kind of medical crisis. Anything outside of that, Jerry Williams, my father, handled. He was a trusted and beloved member of his family, of his extended family. He loved family. He cherished the time he spent with them and made sure that we knew and spent time with as many of them as possible. And it didn't matter where they were, how far we had to go to visit them. We would go there. We went to just about every family event, every wedding, funeral, special event, especially graduation. My father liked big cars. And with 4 children, a big car was necessary. His ace in the hole was a first cousin in Washington, D.C., his cousin, who we called Uncle Ito, that was a car setter. My father loved games, all sports, basketball, football, baseball, tennis, and he loved to follow the progress of blacks in sports, and in any field, because it mirrored our progress as a people. Whether it was in politics, entertainment, law, education, whatever, we were to know about it and celebrate it. I said he loved games. He also loved gaming. I'm looking over at the Caesars Casino table. Y'all about 50 years too late for my father. Because he loved every kind of game. I learned how to play poker by the time I was probably 8 or 9 years old. He loved horse racing. There was no racetrack anywhere in the country, coast to coast, and even in Mexico. He and likely we were going to go if we were anywhere near it. He'd drive. I had many times where I rode with him to Charlestown, West Virginia on the weekend so he could go to the racetrack. Jerry got that same gene. I didn't get it, but Jerry definitely got it. Probably been a frequent visitor of the Caesars. We would go to, when I say racetrack, it's not just horse racing. He went to harness racing. Y'all know what harness racing is? You ride up behind the horse. He went to dog racing. He even went to highlight. Anybody know about highlight? when they catch the ball and throw it against the wall. He would bet on just about anything. You know, he took us to Las Vegas, checked us in the hotel, he didn't go. He came back in the morning. He loved playing cards. Every card game you can imagine. Pinochle, Bridge, of course, all the poker games, all the card games. He loved to talk, share stories, especially family gatherings. He would regale everyone's family with stories about what he faced as he traveled all around the country. And whenever we went to family gatherings, this is something I think that Jerry and I and truly all of us inherit. We were always the last ones to leave. My mother said when she married Daddy, you know, he would say something about you leaving, she'd get up, put a coat on, and so the member of the family said, "You might as well sit down." Your Jerry's not going to leave until the last person is left. He loved to tell stories. By the time I finished high school in 1972, Julie and I had traveled through 2 and 3, maybe 40 of the 50 states in the country. We visited the Grand Canyon, Scuba Dam, we visited the Grand Canyon, New York. We watched Willie Mays play Silverfield, we watched Kendall State Park in Stanfield. We've been to Shea Stadium in New York City. We've been to Chavez Museum in Los Angeles. My mother and father went to the inauguration of John F. Kennedy. And my mother actually has a picture of her in his inauguration dinner at the White House. We went everywhere to watch tennis play, Arthur Ashe play. Whether it was in Richmond or Philadelphia, wherever we could get to see him. Play. We visited practically every major city in the country. He would basically, truly in my lifetime, I agree about Butch Harris. He would take the month of August off. Spend the whole month on vacation, where he would go to bar convention, the National Black Lawyers Bar Convention, and also visit his relatives. That took us trips to Chicago, LA, Houston, Atlanta, Miami, San Francisco, and many others. Being a child of Jerry Williams was fun. As a father, he always wanted us to think. He wanted to make sure that we would think. He appealed to our intellect, our reasoning. He would never tell you what to think. But when it was appropriate, he would question your logic. For example, when I joined the Black Panthers and advocated that Black people defend themselves with weapons if necessary, my father said, "The police have more guns than you do." That's all he said. The lawyer's responsibility is to ask questions, ask the jury or judge to consider the facts, look at things from perhaps a different perspective. That's what I think my father gave us. We were not afraid to approach things differently or from a different perspective. Our people for too long have been trying to convince people in America that slavery was wrong, Jim Crow segregation was wrong, discrimination and barriers to voting, equal access to education and housing was wrong. It's not easy to convince people that these evils are wrong. The one thing, and sometimes the only thing you can do is appeal to their reason or common sense. And that's what my father did for a living. And that's what he imparted to and for his children. That's what he's taught us. So finally, you all can imagine with a father, a brother, with a father, 2 brothers, and a sister, all lawyers, trained in the practice of asking questions, probing and seeking answers to those questions without faced as the non-lawyer of the group. But that didn't rub off on me. Those that know me as a journalist will tell you that I'm never afraid to ask questions. But that didn't rub off on me. If nobody else does, or they're afraid to, I said, let me ask them. I believe I inherited that trait from my father. So I want to thank Barry Mayo and your Mavis, for choosing to honor and recognize my beloved father. And give you all a glimpse into him, his life, how he grew up, and what he did with his life. I want to thank Barry. I don't want to thank them for recognizing many of the unsung heroes in this community that this fraternity has made it their business to honor and recognize. I thank all of you brothers for this. Jerry Williams loved Danville, and this is where his family began, and when he was grateful to have grown up. We are grateful for having him in our lives, and hope the people of Danville are grateful also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to both of you for your words, and we definitely appreciate your work and the activism that you're doing. We're going to move now, and we're going to try to expedite this as quickly as possible.
Jerry Williams loved Danville,
honoring the albums and
where his family began.
Good morning. Thank you, Jerry Call, for your presentation and sharing some memories of your father. Thank you to the Megas for allowing us this opportunity. And thank you for honoring two of our brothers, Dr. King and the late Jerry Williams. We appreciate that. We're in the midst of Delta New Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi 30 celebrating our 75th anniversary. We are to save the date March 16th. We're having a gala to celebrate that. But as part of that, we're honoring our founding brothers. One of our founding brothers is the late Jerry Williams Sr. And so when we found out that the Omegas were honoring him, we thought it would be a perfect opportunity to make a presentation to his family. So Jerry called stand, read this plaque to the family of Brother Jerry L. Williams Sr. in recognition and appreciation of service to Delta Nu Lambda Chapter, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. First of all, servants of all, we shall transcend 2024. Thank you.
We will move to a close with the benediction performed by Larry Pastor.
Appreciate everyone coming out. We ask you to be safe leaving. I think the weather is getting up, so I'm going to ask everyone to stand. We're going to go ahead and dismiss and get to our couple destinations. Father God, we come now. Thank you for this opportunity to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. We ask you, dear God, that you help us be mindful of his dream. That somehow, dear God, that we would press forward, seeking to be more fulfilling of his dream, that we would look at people and they would be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. We thank you for the presenters and the life and legacy of Attorney Jerry Williams Sr. and all the things that he has done and sown into this area. We thank you for each and every one that's pressed their way. We ask that we be mindful, dear God, of how good you are, how your grace and your mercy just continue to flow down upon us. And help us, dear God, to understand as you flow that grace and that mercy upon us with a tremendous blessing that we find opportunities to be blessed with someone else. Allow us to love the way that you would have us to love. Allow us to serve the way that Dr. King serves. Let us do what you would have us to do in a form that we show love from heart to heart and presence. We ask that you prepare to lead this gathering, dear God. That you send your hand. We remember great on the day knowing that the weather may be out there, but we know that you are the God of the weather. So we just thank you for each and every one that has come and participated to allow us to continue to be a blessing in this area. Bless us and keep us, dear God. And now may the sweet communion of the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide with us henceforth now and forevermore. Let us all say amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you all for coming out. Amen.
We're going to talk to anybody with that. We're going to talk to anybody with that.
What are you doing? Yes, sir. Get bad.
I'll keep it.
That's the fire that was getting up running. Yeah, but I mean,
Who?
matter of fact, we can wait a few. See, let him rest. Let him rest. I never
All
will.
right.
Brothers, I need you all to start working on getting these tablecloths up. If we can work on getting tablecloths up, we can start with it.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? For the sake of those who are planning to come tonight at 6 o'clock to our clergy, may I have your attention, please? Very important announcement. Very important announcement. The service for tonight at 6 o'clock is canceled. Service for tonight at 6 will be canceled due to the weather. Thank you very much.
Need all brothers on deck to help get the tablecloths up. All brothers on deck.
go back up to Maryland. So.
All right, man. We'll see you later, bro.
Yeah, man. I know you guys are doing a podcast. What's the name of it?
I test.
I test.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I don't know.
You on Facebook?
I am on Facebook. I'm not on there often, but I'll check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot you a message.
All right.
I know I'm on break with JR, so I'll see if it's on his thing.
Okay, cool.
I'll look it up, man.
Hey, be safe, man. Good to see you, man. Take care.
Well, you know, it actually did hit me when he was talking to CJ Corridor, how the mayor of Barnesville, the mayor of Danville, the mayor of South Boston are all African American. 40, 50 years ago, man, who would have thought that?
And that's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
And, all three cities are progressing under their leadership. So, it's just a pleasure, again, to not only see that, but to be the presence of this great man. Kev,
Yes.
talk to us. Kev, behind the scenes. You got me just talking.
Yeah, I've been doing production today.
Production team really celebrate this day. Being called to action, being called to service, engaged in all the
Unfortunately, we didn't get to talk to some of the people that we wanted to talk to because it's actually snowing here. So I know some of the people are trying to get to their next destination, wherever that may be. Some of the people from out of town, so we do understand that. We would like to talk to the mayor from South Boston and Martinsville. I didn't even realize actually that we were black mayors in South Boston and Martinsville. So that's an amazing accomplishment all by itself. So anything else, guys?
That's what I learned a lot. Seen a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. A lot of people I didn't know. Very great. So this has just been a wonderful experience, and hopefully we come back again.
Yes, sir.
Brothers, we will not be taking pictures today. We're going to take our pictures at the next meeting in February so that we can clean up and get out of here. Again, brothers, we will not take pictures today. We will in February.
Let the man take a break. You've been doing production today.
You do a nice job with it, so thank you. Hey, but again, thank everybody from Cherry Stone, all the brothers and everybody that did a lot of great speeches and a lot of great information today. We thank you guys. We appreciate anybody that may have tuned in with us, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.